Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Before I start on today's guide, I'm going to give like a few updates to the game in case if you're forgetting a few things. First of all, the event of Summer Breeze is about to end. So if you're not yet at level 50 for the Oracle chips, you can opt to like cram all your items and just finish the whole event already. Secondly, the vision. So for the gacha banners, the dazzling summer's about to end, and as most of the groups and what Twitter people would say, including me, I'd suggest you skip this banner unless you really, really, really are desperate for one of them. But it's okay if you don't get them because once this banner ends, there's going to be a chance that it's going to come back in the rotational banner. So if you stuck your PT in your rotational banner, you can just save all the way until when the event comes back. So yeah. And then also the same for rotational banner. You can also roll for it if you are desperate for these two SSR. But other than that, if I were you, I'd just save for 4 SSR type of events. We call that exclusive limited events, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, do save. Don't worry, I'm also one of those people who couldn't resist and just pulled for loop. So yeah. Anyways, moving along. Today's video is going to cover more on how to increase the deck strength and your card strength, since I've seen like a lot of people asking in both groups and the comments on like how to increase the strength of your cards. So I'm going to split this into two main points. One is more of general account level, and then the other one is more of like individual power, like the cards. Okay. So first of all, why do I mentioned that you need to increase your own level? One is because when you look at the deck, you're going to see these two extra slots. Usually you'd reach somewhere around like the second row, somewhere here. So as you go higher level, you'll unlock more slots. So more slots means more cards. More cards means higher overall power. And then at the same time, that applies the same for your support deck. So again, to reiterate, support decks are slots. When you put the cards in, they will not appear in the debate, but they will help increase your overall deck power. So in a sense, it helps boost. Okay, so that's one. Two is in your NXX. So again, if you haven't unlocked NXX, you can check out my other videos, and I'll put the link in the description. So again, to unlock NXX, you need to pass stage 4-2. So that's story episode 4 and at the second stage. So yeah. And then in here, so going back in here, if you've unlocked study room, you will see this whole graph. Okay. So this whole graph is basically helps you increase all your card influence power. So it could increase your defense and basically like during the debates. Okay. So on the upper right, those are more for the offensive skills. Like this one increases empathy, boosts empathy, logic, and intuition. So once you reach around 30, I haven't unlocked this one, so I'm not sure what this one is. But if I've seen the others, I think it's like decrease enemies' defense. So that would even make you have like greater offensive damage, which is the main objective of every debate stage. So yeah. So if you're done with this sector, you can opt to go to this lower half. So this one's like it makes the battle a little bit faster. So in a sense, it could help you grind some stages faster. And then the last priority would be the defense. So I'll be explaining later on why defense isn't so great in this game, or like at least the least priority. So in order for you to level up the confidence level, or CL, you need to go to file room. So in file room, you can check out all of this EXP, the triangle symbol. Those are EXP for your confidence level. So again, if you're going to do this, make sure that you're aiming for the S rank or A rank, since both of them gives the highest EXP points for your confidence level, and then at the same time it gives you evolve materials or skill materials. So if you refresh, it should give you the same rank. Yeah, usually it's the same rank. So yeah, but it's okay if you get like all C. At least like every EXP counts, and then yeah, you can just like put it on for 4 hours, then come back again after 4 hours. So yeah. Okay, so that's it for the general thing. Next is the individual ones. So how to make your cards stronger individually. Of course, first is level up your cards. Okay, so as much as possible, focus on the higher rarity cards. So if you have SSR, SRs, try to level them up all the way to 100. But make sure your whole deck is evenly distributed. Because during the debates, you're using all of your cards, not just like a few only. Unless if your cards are like so strong, you can just one shot every single debate box, and yeah, you could do that. But as much as possible, try to distribute it evenly. So like example, all level 40, all level 50, and so on. It's a slow grind, but it's more worth than just losing in the stages. So yeah, you can check my longer explanation again in my previous videos. I'll put the link in the description. Okay. Second is why you should not get defense skills. Okay, so I'll give you an example. This is Lux event SSR. Okay, if you read the skills in here, it says boost your defense by X% for 2 turns. Okay, on the paper it sounds really good, like whoa, 17%, that's good. But the objective of the to pass the stage is not to stall, but rather it's to finish the stage as fast as you can, because you have limited number of turns. Okay, so at the same time it's also important because in the anomaly stages your enemies are much stronger. So yeah, the power difference per stage could give you a harder time to pass the stage. So I'll give you one example. So I'm just going to rearrange my deck first. Okay, then I'm going to set it to manual mode so that you could see a better explanation. Okay, so as you've seen, you're given X number of turns with how many debate boxes, right? So reason why you should not give defense is, yes, the HP difference of your opponent and you is very big, but your goal is to finish all the boxes until the last wave, right? So obviously the more intuitive idea would be to give the more offensive damage. So at the same time also, you could try this tactic in finishing a stage. So usually what auto would do is it will choose your strongest card, and then from the at the descending order, and then if they don't have the weakness, so for example I target this one and I don't have any intuition cards, it's going to use your strongest card of the same type. So like how if this one is empathy card, it will use this one instead of this one. So yeah, that's why if you want, you can do manual stage if you're not sure if you would pass the stage or not. So yeah. Okay, that's why I said you should level up your cards evenly, because at the last wave, like yeah, you use all your strong cards in the first wave, but the second wave is the higher HP debate box, so it will give you even longer time for you to finish. But yeah, then again, auto is the fastest way because at least you could AFK will do something. So yeah, that's like the gist of the battle. Okay, so at the lower left, you would see the skill effects. So I'll be explaining that later on which skill you should prioritize first. So yeah. Okay. Skills. Okay, so far in the skills, I've found 6 to 7 types of skill, but I will not do like, oh, you should do this first, then this one. No, I'll be categorizing into high priority, medium priority, and low priority, so that you would have the flexibility for you to adjust the skill level based on your deck, because not everyone has equal amount of luck. Okay, like my deck, I barely have like a lot of SSR. I depend on PT, so yeah, that's one of the yeah. Anyway, so first of all would be to prioritize on preemptive strike. So why preemptive strike? Because this will give you a big damage in one turn. So assuming if your damage is big enough to destroy one debate box, then that would be very nice. You already saved like a lot of turns already. So yeah. So one example is Mario's SR butterflies. This is the first SR you would get, like the first CG you meet them. Yeah. You get this. So that's a high priority. Next, another one is the type of skill that boosts the influence of the card during the base. So this is like a passive instant boost during the debate. So it's practically like this, similar with preemptive strike. Only you could call it again once your deck refresh, because the way the debate works is it's going to use all of your cards, and then you're going to lose one turn to refill your deck and then use it again. So yeah, this is also a high priority for me. And then also, if you've noticed, they have like two types of color skills. One is based on the same element with the card, and the other one is the rainbow. So the rainbow is more of like a more general overall power to your deck. So this one is also a high priority, this type of skill, but make sure the skills are offensive and not defensive. Okay, we are aiming for fastest finish time in each stage. So yeah, they should prioritize on the rainbow. Okay, that's a high priority skill. And then the last one would be also in the same card, would be this type, the boosts your influence for 3 turns. So this one applies to your whole deck again. So there are some cases where you battle opponents that have like different types of element. So it's like wave 1 could be empathy and logic, then wave 2 is intuition. There are some scenarios like that. So ideally you would bring different types of cards in your deck, right? So this one, at least it will focus on all types of stats instead of like one element only, like boost empathy only. At least influence is overall. So that's why this is also a high priority. Okay. Next is medium priority. So what does medium priority mean? It means that if you think you feel like it, like if your deck has some pattern. So example, in my deck, it look like, oh, I have so many Mario's cards. So that means I could opt to level up Mario's type of skill boost. So what does that mean? So one example would be Shape of You again. And then you look at skill 3. Okay. It goes something like boost the base influence of all look cards in the primary deck. So it means that, for example, you're going for personal story and you're only allowed to use look cards. So this skill will help you a lot in those types, but it's very, very situational, because 1, it depends on your deck, and 2, it depends on the stage. So yeah. So another example is like this, but instead of flat increase of influence is percentage. So yeah. And then you also need to read carefully, because for this one, yes, it says their percentage, but it says that you need to put it in the primary deck. So meaning you're partially required to feed this card to your primary deck. So there's also another example that you need to put it in the support deck instead. So yeah, you can save the card in your deck, like the one that says like deck 1, deck 2, deck 3. So you can just save it there, so that you don't have to keep removing and putting it in the deck again. So yeah, that's like medium priority. And then the other type also is, instead of the same guy, it's the same type of stat. So one of the example would be this look SR, where the skill 3, yeah, based increase the influence of all logic cards in the primary deck. So this one is good for grinding stages, like this type of stage. Yeah, this type of stage, at least like you're pretty sure is more or less consistent that there's only one type of element, so you can just like use that skill, and then it's going to boost all the same types of stat. Then again, it's also situational because not all of your cards get boosted. So yeah, there's that. Okay. So I'll put that as like the medium priority. So it depends on your deck, or if you have level 10, and level 10 is like the max level. So yeah, depends. Okay. And then the low priority, of course, is defense. Because yeah, we don't really need defense if your power is like very high. So yeah. Notable mentions would be the R cards actually. R cards are actually very underrated, except if you have so much SR cards. But assuming you have F lock rank like mines, then one of the example could be this R card, where Luke is holding Takoyaki. The second skill is actually pretty decent in my opinion, because it puts you in the support deck, and support deck, you don't really need the card in the debate, they just help you boost the overall deck power. So it's actually pretty okay skill in a sense. So yeah, that's about it. That's I hope this helps on deciding which card that will help increase uh your whole deck and help you pass more stages, because episode 5 part 2 is coming in a few days. So yeah, hopefully you would reach there, but then again, if I were you, I'll read it slowly too. So yeah, if you like the video, like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.